Well, well, well.
Hey, Dr. Bombay, can you hear me?
Oh yeah, perfectly
All
clear.
right.
Perfectly
How you
clear.
doing this evening?
Oh, I'm well. I'm well.
That's
No
good. That's
complaints
good.
here. Did
I'm
not
good.
catch
I'm
you
good. I
right.
just got off from work, so I'm kind of like, trying to get myself together still,
Oh yeah.
but it's all good. Anyway, I hope everybody is doing well. Welcome to Black Lounge and also to Dr. Bombay's show. Did you want to introduce yourself, Dr. Bombay?
Yes. My name is Dr. Bombay of TMK Media, with a channel by the same name, T.M.K Media, on YouTube. Don't know how to go live though. You said well, I could. You could. There's a way to pipe this in to
Yeah.
my set.
Um, in StreamYard. Are you in StreamYard?
Yes.
You should be able to link it to your
Hmm.
channel where it
Hmm.
says live at the top. I don't remember
Yeah.
how to do it. We should have did that
Yeah.
before the show. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no big deal. We'll get the next one because there's no go live
Okay.
button on this side. Yeah, there's no
There
go live.
isn't. Okay. That's weird. I don't know. Maybe I just thought I knew anyway. Let's get right into it, guys. This obviously is about Young Pharaoh and his baby mom, Golden. So I've had quite a bit of questions about the situation and what's been going on about it. I've actually followed Young Pharaoh for some time now. I really started diving into him a lot last year during the pandemic because everybody was home and online. So that's really how I got to know him as much as I thought I knew him. Until recently, when a lot of stuff about their relationship has been kind of surfacing much more. And so I kind of wanted to dive into it and talk about it because there were things that I thought I would say in regards to this matter that after diving into it and looking into it more, I really can't say anymore. And I'd love to get your opinions about it. I'd love to hear what you have to say. And I also like to get some audience participation too. Let me do a little bit of housekeeping real quick. Shout out to Slander God. How you doing? 211. Thank you guys for coming into the chat. For everybody else that comes in, definitely hit that like button, subscribe, and share both channels. Okay. All right. So, Dr. Bombay, the first thing I wanted to dive into a little bit was about the baby mom, Golden. Okay. Because at first, I thought maybe she was clout chasing. I even thought for a second that it was a situation where, she was really more or less in her feelings about another woman being around her children and different things like that, which is understandable. Okay. However, I thought that it was because of that she was creating the problem and her and him were going through this. And it now, went out onto YouTube and everywhere else on social media just behind their feelings over one another. I do still think there's some of that involved, but I also think there is quite a bit of domestic abuse that's been going on, physically, mentally, and emotionally, even financial abuse, and all kinds of other things that's been kind of happening between the two of them that's been sort of unspoken. And now it's coming out, or at least people are paying attention a lot more. Um, Apparently, the other baby mother has already been through this. And so, what's your take on that so far?
Well, definitely we have a typical case of domestic abuse. Now, some people would probably say, well, of course, when you say domestic abuse, they often think physical. But in
Mm-hmm.
this case, I mean, you have, it can also be verbal. Words is also abuse. Um,
Right.
they're a typical couple. That's what we must remember. Aside from all of the YouTube celebrity and fame, we got two people. Now, the breakup and separation from what we've seen online was, very cold and a little bit nasty with their
Mm-hmm.
separation. And we all know we've all been there. Whereas when you break up, of course, that doesn't mean the parenting doesn't end. So you're gonna go, you got to still deal with the children, and you got to go back and forth. Obviously, she has a problem with the nanny. Now, I don't know what her problem is with the nanny. She just said, I don't want her around my kids. Now, we know sometimes mothers can be possessive depending, but she didn't give any reason. I'm suspecting maybe she thinks there's something more than meets the eye or something like that. With as far as the situation between the two, like I said, we're hearing two sides of the story. Hopefully this evening, you know, when we have a discussion and other participants, we can kind of like hash some of it out, you know, but definitely a typical couple here. The way she's describing it, she's saying, you know, she's obviously they've been down for a long time. She supported him from being, you know, a small fry on the set, growing into the large personality that he is, where she says things have gotten progressively worse. So definitely is something unfolding here, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. With them being a young couple like they are, I think that's why my heart is so wrenched over this, because they have so much life ahead of them, and you know, being as young as they are, they're not seeing things from that perspective. You know what I mean? It's like they're only, you know, when we're young, we're in our 20s. We think the world is ours. We think everything is right at the tip of our fingers, you know, and anything can happen. When in actuality, when you get a little bit older, you realize that life actually happens, and that those children grow up, and everything that you do as a parent while they're young will affect them when they get older. You know what I mean? So it's unfortunate that the world is kind of watching this happen. But I think it's important to have the discussion and at least come from, you know, a perspective of having been there before to a certain extent, and being able to give some advice, not parently advice, but advice that I would give to my own daughter if this was her, or my own son if this was him. Young Pharaoh is a little bit older than my sons, but the girlfriend, Golden, she's about my daughter's age. So, I feel like I could say some things to her and give her some wisdom in regards to this. So let's go ahead and dive right into what I was going to first start with. I don't know if you had any points, but we can kind of ping pong back and forth with that if you want to.
No doubt.
Okay.
Go right ahead.
Just real quick, a little bit more. Hey, Be Accountable, how you doing this evening? And Carl Burton, how you doing as well? Okay, so 3 takeaways that I took from, I watched several of the videos between the two of them, okay? And the reason why I wanted to do that is because I wanted to be as educated as possible before I came up here and said anything in regards to this matter. I do think, like I said, it's so important that we're so careful with what we're saying, because it's about the kids. It's not really about them. You know, it is about them, but it's about the children, because ultimately they're the ones that's affected by this. I mean, they've been all in the videos and everything, you know, as little babies. So I think that, you know, that it's important to just really address those kids. So I took 3 things away from, well, I took a lot of points away from all of their videos, but the 3 things I wanted to point out was, one, that she admitted to staying with Young Pharaoh because she wasn't practicing self-love. That was something that she actually said. And then she was also aware of a lot of the domestic issues that he was already having with his previous baby mother. She was there to witness those things. And then, you know, another thing that I took from what she said, and I know it might sound like I'm just kind of picking at her, but I'm not. Believe me, you guys will understand where I'm coming from. Another thing I took from what she said is she paid attention to what she felt what he had as potential, as opposed to looking at the true nature of what she was seeing. She was looking at his potential. So from your perspective, let's start with that one. What do you think about that? Like, if your daughter said to you that?
Well, often, a lot of times, young women will get caught up in looking at a man for what he could be or what he could blossom into. And sometimes they make the error into looking into a man, for instance, how he currently is now. Like they'll look past not only flaws, but they'll even look past red flags, because sometimes they believe that in a relationship they can change the man, or he'll grow, or he'll mature, and he'll become something else. So they take it as sort of an emotional investment. The sad part is that a lot of times it doesn't pan out. You know, you're either compatible or you're not. There is no one day he's going to grow up, one day he's going to act right. And trust and believe, domestic violence is not something you can love away. So you got to always think
Absolutely.
of the perspective of, hey, I'm with this man, man and woman. Normally there's going to be children that's going to follow. So you have to ask yourself a question: when the kids arrive, will you be in the ideal situation? So what you want to do is start out with an ideal situation. Now, granted, she could meet a man, and he might be a little immature, but you don't want to get into a situation looking into potentials of what someone could be. And I don't think she really calculated that his potential would have been wealth and fame. So now that the money is here, the notoriety is here, the popularity is here, I'm gonna tell you something. When you go from being a nobody, an ex-con, or just a average working Joe, and you blow up into a famous personality, we're gonna say YouTube famous, a famous personality, and you get money, if you are not grounded spiritually, that can seriously go to your head, you know, and it
Absolutely.
causes problems, as you've seen evident with the parties and the women and the things that came along. Now, also, she did sign up for, hey, this is going to be an open relationship. I agree to having the extra women and all that other stuff. I don't think she bargained for everything that came with that, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Let me just piggyback off of what you said a little bit about that. Yeah, I really think that she did not calculate what this meant. Okay, because she really wanted what she was interested in the poly life with him. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
interested, and she's the one that she didn't bring it up, or at least she says she didn't. Um, but she was interested in, and was able to allow him to do that. I think it was important, number one, to understand what poly life means if you're actually getting involved in something like that. Everybody has to be on a certain maturity level. There
Mm-hmm.
just can't be just, you know, some people have this fantasy of poly life being a man who's got two women and they all in the bed, everybody's, you know, and that's not how that
Mm-hmm.
works. Okay.
Nope.
Poly
Nope.
life is completely different than that. In actuality, I know a couple of poly marriages, and neither one of the women are together. You know what I mean? They work together. They tend to the children. They tend to the household and various things. You know, and they work together as a family unit. But there's no sexual involvement with the women. You understand what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
I think that part of it is what a lot of people need to take out of that poly life situation. I'm not sure if Young Pharaoh understood what poly life really meant. I think he might have just thought he could just sleep with multiple women and they're all together. Everybody's just happy and go lucky all the time. There's children that get involved. And if everybody is not completely on the same page, emotions get involved, you know, and which ultimately lead to other situations, which could lead to violence and everything else, because emotions and, you know, and things are connected. So I think that the two of them, neither one of them calculated that part of it. Um, so even though she may have seen potential in him as a teacher, which is one thing that she did say, and I have to admit, a lot of his teachings I actually follow. A lot of his
Mm-hmm.
teachings I actually believe in. I'm not saying he's my leader. I don't think he's look at him as a leader per se, but I do think that he's on the right track when it comes to a lot of the teachings that he knew previously before he started going down this new thing that he's been doing lately. Okay, so
Yeah.
no, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. I was waiting for your natural pause.
No, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, to hook the piggyback off of the piggyback, I noticed that a lot of times right away. We have people, self-proclaimed spiritual teachers in the community. I
Mm-hmm.
noticed two things right away. Well, one thing right away. For some reason, they always go right into polygamy. You know, they
Mm.
always say, I need two, I need three queens, such and such. You have and I'm not going to be dropping a whole lot of names, like Brother Polite, he had a couple of wives. this guy,
Omar
he wants a couple
Johnson.
of wives. Yes, he said I need a couple of wives. Let me explain something. Let me explain on that. And in some of these cases I've seen where they had the wives and then they had the wild parties. I saw Brother Polite, he was explaining his situation on when the guy said, well, why were you at the party with the other women and the white women and this and that? And he said, well, I can have fun. I'm supposed to have fun. Let me say this to the black men in this country. Now, to be quite, I understand, you know, in the motherland, we might have had multiple wives and things like that. Or if you came from Islamic descent in Islamic countries, you might have had multiple wives. We've been here a while. I don't think we're socially mature enough to deal with the idea of multiple wives and be able to handle that. Now, you know, when you live with one woman, if there's a mood swing, can you deal with 2 and 3? You know, 1, you got to be able to afford them all. 2, you got to be able to, you have to love all of them. And 3, 3, you have to have that balance. You know, it's not an orgy, you know. I just don't think at this point in our evolution, we're socially mature enough to return to that. As far as the spiritual, you know, the teachings and such like that, you know, a lot of times, you know, I could see how that could draw a woman in. You see some person, they are appear to be spiritually balanced. They speak a lot of good rhetoric, which is basically what it is rhetoric. You get drawn in by that, you know, especially when a man is calling you God. The black woman is God. I mean, you know, add in, take the shirt off, do a couple of lives, the black woman is God, reels you right on in. So you see something significant and you see something special there. But again, you have to ask yourself, you know, is this a mature person? I mean, they'll show you who they are, you know, in the first couple of months with that. I don't, I've watched the brother go through the mood swings. I've seen the anger, fits of anger on lives. I've seen him jump up and down and throw tantrums over somebody quoted something that I said and they didn't give me credit. Man, that ancient knowledge has been on this planet for 15,000 years. It's nothing that you're saying now that isn't already written down somewhere. But that's not the subject. But yeah, so when you're a young lady and you're signing into something like that, you know, I don't know. I would definitely recommend us taking that slow. And I see now with the downfall of it all, unfortunately, these 2 young people, they now have social media where they're both pleading their cases on either side. So we're watching the videos, and I'm pretty sure we're going to get into that to talk about the facts of what happened, what potentially happened, and weigh some of that evidence later on. I don't want to jump ahead in the presentation.
No, go ahead. Yeah. I totally agree with you. I think that's where they first messed up, is that whole idea. I think for her though, and this is the part I really want to touch on for women. I think her reasoning for deciding to go into the poly lifestyle with him is so kind of in a pick me, in a sense. Okay. Like, be with me because I'm okay with you sleeping with other women. I'm okay with you doing this. I'm okay with you doing that. You know, and it's important for women, if you're not really truly interested in the poly lifestyle, because women who understand the poly lifestyle, they're in it for their own reasons. They're not in it for the man. Do you understand what I'm saying? They're in it for their own particular reasons. There's women who were raised in poly families, poly households, and that's all they understand. They understand having 2 or 3 mothers. You understand what I'm saying? They understand that there's a father, but it has nothing to do with sex at all. It has everything to do with the family structure, the family unit, how the children are raised, whether somebody's always home to take care of them, whether somebody's always home to nurse them as babies. Different things like that are reasons why people get into poly families, as opposed to just trying to make sure your man don't go out and sleep with somebody else. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? And that's a lot of these young ladies get involved in poly relationships because they're afraid that their man is going to sleep with someone else. And if they don't, you know, just say, oh, okay, it's okay for you to do that. You can bring another wife home to us. I'll go ahead and accept that, knowing you don't really want that. You understand what I'm saying? And that goes into the part where she admitted that she doesn't have, she wasn't going through this with self-love. Okay. That is
Exactly.
so important, to make sure that you're loving yourself before getting into a relationship. Because if you don't love yourself, who's going to love you? You know, I mean, but we can go off of that.
Yeah, I can definitely see that point. A lot of women would probably buy into this because of the whole premise of, if I'm here with my sister wives, then he won't possibly cheat on me because it's under my roof. I know what's going on, and they think of it
Right.
as a step up. The problem is the man that you're with. Like I said, I'm gonna tell you, the ego is relentless. It's insatiable. It never gets enough. So I
Yeah.
don't care how many sister wives you got, it's not enough. I've seen couples that'll swing and the man will still cheat, or the other person
Yep.
will cheat. I've seen also disasters where a man will convince his woman to let him bring home another woman, to have the whole
Mhm.
turnout thing. I'm gonna tell you, fellas, I've seen this on occasion. I've heard some horror stories where dudes would do that and they end up getting kicked out, and the women decide, what do we need him for? So you you gotta look. He said he was calling the house all day from work and they wasn't answering the phone. And next thing you know, they gave him that Dear John notice. They showed him the door with his trash bag and PlayStation.
Oh,
Man,
that's
that's not.
funny.
And and from like I said, it sounds good. They all in there wilding, y'all turning out. You got the camera going, and next thing you know, seriously, you got to be on your game. Like, I mean, you trying to pull something like that off, but
Yeah.
it's a difference. Like in Islamic households, or being raised in Islam, you're trained from a young man up of the responsibility of what you're going to have to deal with. Now, in these cases, that is for religious reasons. For instance, if a woman is menstruating, she can't be in the bed with you. She can't touch certain things and stuff like that. So in this case, the secondary wife would take over those duties, or the third wife. That's why that is. That's for a matter of convenience. Two, yes, the population sometimes dictates there's more women than men. In the traditional households of today, it's now to the point where the economy is where one of the wives will literally take on a career and go out and work because everybody's kind of broke right now. So
Right.
balancing that is the tricky part. Like I said, if a woman is going to get into that situation, she has to understand who she's dealing with. You're dealing with a black man from America that's never been in that culture, never been in it. And like I said, you can't look past the fact that he's spitting rhetoric, he's popular, or what, like to allow yourself to get, to buy into that, because it could be an utter disaster, which, as you can see, he had other people, it still didn't work out, as
Right.
the end result. And now you're on camera, as you said, or you're going over there and getting dragged through the parking lot by your hair. And you at one point, the lady said she was thrown out of the house and was not provided support. As she indicated, I spent $3,000 on a motel. So you bought into what you thought was the perfect union, and it still turned out not to be. So that's the lesson here. It's hard enough for two people to make it, let alone 3 and 4.
Yes. I mean, even after seeing, and I think this is my next part, and then I'll let you, do your points. And then guys, we'll do some audience participation. If you guys want to come up on the panel, we can certainly talk, back and forth about this as well. It's not going to be a long live because I do got to work tomorrow, but I'm going to make it as long as possible. I'm sure you got some stuff to do too, Bombay. So, but
No.
anyway, yeah, Red, he is a clown. But anyway, so that kind of leads into what I was going to say about the first baby mom. I think what bothered me the most about all of this with concerning Golden wasn't the potential thing. It wasn't the whole, she wasn't practicing self-love. I get that. I think a lot of women deal with that from time to time. And I think that, it's important that we find ways to practice self-love. But I think some women don't know how, which is where, women like myself who do practice self-love, women, that's where we come in. Okay. Now, I think the biggest problem, though, for me was watching and knowing how many times he has committed domestic violence against the other baby mom right in their home, right in their face. She watched him. She told a story about how the other son's mother was there and he wanted something to drink. And because he wanted something to drink, young Pharaoh allegedly went off on the mother and was beating her down in front of everybody. I'm talking about assistants, herself, everybody was there while this woman's getting punched in her face. And keep in mind, he's been trained by to do MMA fighting. So he's a ring fighter. My brother's a ring fighter. So I know that ring fighters hit very hard, especially as a man. You know, a man hits hard anyway when it comes to a woman. You know, no man should be putting his hands on a woman unless, you know, your absolute life is in danger from this woman. Okay. But over, you know, juice, giving your child juice, it's your child, keep in mind. And this is what he went off on. Okay. Clearly you knew already what type of man you were dealing with. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if you saw that he would do this with this woman, I don't understand why some women think it's going to be different for them. Like, somehow their tootie makes things stop. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they put their tootie on this man, oh, he going to stop, you know, beating on him. He ain't going to beat on me, you know. And I don't know where that concept comes from. I don't understand where people get that from. And I think it's so important to shed light on that, because that was the biggest thing for me when it came to her. I heard everything she was saying, but I had to shut down when I heard that part of it, because I was just like, wait, you knew that this is what he would do when he gets an attitude, when he gets mad, when he doesn't get his way. You know he gets to putting his hands on a woman. So what do you think she expected different? I mean,
which is exactly why she loses points. During her soliloquy out on the in the driveway with the cop, she stated that he beat me, he drugged me, he punched me in the face, he kicked me in the face, and she said they just stood there. His videographer didn't do anything. She said the nanny didn't do anything. Basically, she complained about being abused in front of people the same way that she watched the other baby mama get abused in front of people. That's why I said she kind of lost some credibility with that. So in other words, if you watch this man become physically abusive to another woman, that right there should have been a sign for you to say, I can't, that's an abusive man. Regardless, even if you say, well, he never hit me, that's an abusive man. That's nothing that you want your children to be exposed to. So as a woman, you got a duty to separate yourself, you know, from that situation. Now, in this particular happenings between these two, and I listened to Young Pharaoh's response, which is, by the way, it's after the fact. He's reading text messages while holding his child. So we're going to assume that at some point, I don't even know if that's the same baby or a different baby of his, but let's just say he was holding holding his child, and he's giving you the rebuttal after the fact. Now, here's the thing. During the altercation, he broke her phone and nearly destroyed it. Now, she didn't mention anything about filming. I'm assuming because she was filming with the other phone, perhaps she had the audio or video on the other phone that was destroyed. Now, if it's broken, that data probably could still be retrieved. So we have to stay tuned for that. But unfortunately, we don't have any video evidence of anything. All we have is the aftermath. We have her testimony after the fact. We got his testimony at least a day after the fact, because she went home with the baby. You saw the baby was in the back seat. So obviously his testimony comes 24 hours later or so. 20 hours by the video clock that I seen has been posted. So we don't have any evidence. Now, everybody that knows Young Pharaoh knows he's good at one thing, and that is, if nothing else he does better in this world is producing receipts. When that brother comes for you to expose you, Nature Boy, Polite, or anybody else, he has receipts from here to the moon. What happened, Young Pharaoh? Where are the receipts? You got video surveillance in your house. You got cameras. You had a videographer there. Dude, that videographer could have rolled tape, and she would have been completely exposed if she was a wild and being a maniac. Where's your security footage? The footage inside the house, outside the house. Come on, where's your personal cell phone? Come on. If you're saying that due to the conversation leading up to her being there, you knew there was going to be a confrontation, then you should have been, man, I would have had tripods out there, lighting. I would have had box lights, everything ready to go. I'd have had a damn green screen set up to put some pyramids in the back, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So right now, we have no evidence. Like, all we have is a testimony from both sides. And then finally, I want to say, I didn't hear her say any. Now, she said she was assaulted. He said he has a restraining order against her now. I didn't hear anything about charges. I mean, I don't know state to state, but usually in the state that I'm in, well, if you live together and there's an assault, one of you have to leave the scene. That's guaranteed. Two, I didn't hear anything about any charges being pressed.
No. And then he acts like he has a judge on speed dial or something to get a restraining order at the blink of an eye. I mean, don't you got to go to court? I thought you had to go to court for that. And you had to have a good reason, to get a restraining order put up right away, like somebody tried to kill you or something like that. One of the things, I only took one real point from his videos. I watched a few of his videos. Shout out to Flacco too. He had posted a video on Young Pharaoh and some of the text messages that were going back and forth apparently between him and the nanny, allegedly. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So there was some sexual messages going back and forth between those two, allegedly. Shout out to Flacco for showing that. I'm gonna put a link to his video in the description so you guys can check that out. But I really what I got from his video, and I think it was the most disturbing to me. It wasn't the part. It was he had a couple videos out, but there was one that he had made about what was it? He said basically he was saying that he's willing to get rid of her, allegedly, like willing to murder her. And he used the words kill him. And I couldn't believe he said that. I was shocked. I couldn't believe what I heard. I would hate to put a link to this video in this description because I wouldn't want anybody to see this. But just so people don't think I'm lying, I'm actually going to put a link to that in this description because I want you guys to see what this guy said in response to his own baby mom, okay? He has no soul to say something like that. I don't care what they were going back and forth with. It could never be that serious that you're telling me and you're telling the world that you're willing to murder her to get rid of a situation. That's absolutely ridiculous. It's disgusting. I don't know if he was trying to show off for somebody, but listen, karma is a mug. That stuff comes back, comes right around that corner, and it comes to bite you on that ass, and you start writing checks that your ass can't cash. You start saying stuff that you really can't handle. I really think he needs to take a fall back because I don't think he knows and understands what he's involved with right now.
It's definitely, I mean, some of the karma has already manifested. I mean, with the loss of multiple channels, which is definitely a dent in income. But according to him, he tells you I have 500,000 followers, but I wasn't getting any money from YouTube, which is, I don't know. Then there was a
lot of money from YouTube.
There was a closing of the bank account. He suffered some hits. I can imagine that taking a fall like that to a person that's egomaniacal will only inflate the ego and inflame it worse, make it worse. So those problems aren't going to go away, But like I said, there are some unanswered questions here. Like I like your point with the whole, how did you get a restraining order so quickly? I think that was more so basically a stunt for him to say that because it makes it look like, hey, I'm trying to protect myself from her,
right?
Whereas. And as Red Pill said in the audience, he says she's more believable. I mean, if I had to choose, I would have chosen her side.
Me too.
Now, some people will ask things like I just said, why didn't she press charges? Why didn't she do this? Why didn't she do the other thing? See, that's when the tricky part of domestic violence comes in. I don't know if any of you had females in your family that suffered domestic violence and you or somebody else went over to the house and got involved, and then you turn around. A few hours later, they're back in the bed making love, and you're sitting home with an aggravated assault charge. Now you got to go to court.
Yeah.
Or, so the dynamics of that relationship is complicated. It's not as easy as it sounds. Some people say, well, why don't she just go get custody? Or why don't she take him for child support? Or why don't she, do all these things if she was living in a hotel? You would have thought there would be child support orders and things like that, charges pressed, but none of that has happened. See, that's that love thing. That's that. When like T said in the beginning, she's looking into his potential. So women will do that sometimes and say, well, he's really sweet. He's really special. They're reminiscing to times when he was cool, calm, and collected, and they'll look past the violence. The problem is that if you're dealing with a person with multiple personalities like that, whether they're an alcoholic, on drugs, or just psychotic, you're dealing with two different people. Trust me.
Right.
The man that beats on you in front of your kids and drag you by your hair across the floor and kick you in your ribs, and then the next morning he comes home with roses and says he's sorry and he loves you and this won't happen again. The man that's telling you that he's sorry and he loves you is not the same man that was dragging you by your hair like a Neanderthal the night before. They're two different people.
Right.
You know, and that's what you got to realize. So the problem is you end up conflicted because when you're getting beat and then when it's over, you delude yourself because, of course, the mind is going to protect itself to say, well, he's the same guy that was sweet down at the lake in the paddle boat. So you're trying to delude yourself out of it, you know, but that's two different people. But like I said, he's already demonstrated who he was in the past. He showed you what he was with other women. You know, you shouldn't have been thrown out of your house. You should have already left. But again, like I said, love is complicated, people. You know, especially when somebody's beating you and they're loving you and they're beating you some more. You know, like I said, nobody never taught her. It's obvious. Nobody never taught her that love is not abuse. Love does not hurt. You know, so these lessons in life she didn't get from wherever it came from. And now here we are. And she definitely didn't get any. Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I said she definitely didn't receive any spiritual training, especially from him. You know, because his own example doesn't support that. There's no spiritual base there. That's why I don't know why people are all caught up in the hype. I know that's a personal opinion, but it's true. It's like, again, a man with spiritual balance. Yes, we all experience anger, but violence, you know, like I said, we get caught up in the image of people sometimes.
Yeah. And that's really sad because one thing she did say was that she did learn a lot from him as a teacher, which, like I said, I agreed. I thought that he made a lot of sense. A lot of stuff he was saying was just, like you said, just teachings that have been around for 15,000+ years, you know what I mean, that we all just know. But, you know, to hear about it and talk about it is definitely something that, you know, that people just like to engage in with him. But his actual message has changed. He's not even doing the whole Egyptian spirituality anymore. He's like, F all black people, you know, everything. Like the black woman is no longer the god. She's no longer the queen. You know, it's all white people, all white. And he actually said, you know, my neighbors are white. My neighbors are white. I'm leaving y'all. I'm leaving this community. This community don't do nothing for me. And then he had the nerve to say, and shout out to Stephen, because I see you said that you are a member there with Atten University or Atten Nation. Shout out to him. But listen, honey, you might want to cancel because bro said that he not fooling with us no more. Unless you are part of Atten University, if you're not in that, he's not fucking with you. And then even that, it's limited, is what he said. I said, wow, this is crazy. Like, this is the people that he took money from for all this time. And now he's just like, oh, F y'all, you know, we done. I'm not dealing with y'all. Like, as if he could just erase being a black man. Like, he can erase all the stuff he said. I honestly think this is a setup. I think this is a setup for him to put him out there and to make him an example for everybody else because of all the anti-Semitic things that he has said, all the other things that he has said. I think now that he decided that he's going to drink the Kool-Aid and take the bait, they're going to parade that brother around like a fool and keep doing it until they destroy his ass. Either that or he's going to have to get his life together. And that's just how I feel about it.
What you have to realize, Black people, you have to realize is that a lot of times, and I've made videos on this all on my channel over the years, you can't get caught up in these online personalities. Let me tell you the formula. The formula is I come on with something, I appear to be intellectually sound, I appear to sound a little heavy, like I'm deep into something. Then I create this mysticism about me, whether I attach myself to ancient monks in China or to some African deities or ancient Egyptians or whatever I choose to do. Next step is I'm going to convince you, the downtrodden people, that the reason why you don't have anything is because we all have a common enemy. And then I'm going to give that enemy a name. A lot of times they attribute it to being the white man. And I always say that was do this thing. They put you in this university called Hate the White Man School, because they can rile you up about that. Anytime you want to manipulate or control people who don't have much, just simply tell them they got a common enemy. And then I sell you this. And then I add on top of it some historical stuff. And I tell you, you're bigger than this. You're gods. You were queens. You were kings. You have a lineage that you won't believe. And I start giving it all to you. Add that in with some trinkets and some other things. Guess what? You're listening to me. You're doing whatever I tell you to do. But the whole time, which is why you have people, once they get a following that large, when they do something like beat a black woman down in public, you'll have people riding for that person, making excuses because
especially a black woman.
Exactly. You're drinking that Jim Jones. I don't know what it takes. I mean, this guy, not to talk about him personally, but to talk about him personally, he scammed you all at least 3-4 times. Like, was that not enough? Right there.
Right.
You get guys, they get out of jail, they get on YouTube, they manufacture some feel sorry for me story, Hassan, and then all of a sudden they get another angle to get you caught up. And then here comes 1, 2, 3, 4 scams. My question is this: why are these people and others like him still in the community? Why is anybody tuning into that?
How come he hasn't been canceled?
But we go after certain other people when we say they're scamming. But this man has openly done things that is on record, so that right there, the character's not even there. But that's how you get caught up. And unfortunately, women get caught up with that too. A lot of times their audience are largely women.
Right.
I said that before. I said, dude, you're doing lives, you got your shirt off, you're drawing in the women. They're going to be your biggest supporters. They're going to ride with you, no matter what. But that's part of the trap. So the thing is, we have a savior complex. We as black people keep thinking we need somebody to swoop down in here and save us from something. I don't need you to come here and tell me something about 10,000 years ago. I don't need you to tell me I was some great god or king up on a high mountain. Man, tell me what we can do about the problems we got right now. What's the plan? I don't want to hear about ancient history, what I used to be. Don't get me wrong. That's our heritage. I want to write it down. We can learn about it. But I'm not getting caught up in that. And I'm going to tell you, a true guru is not going to ask you for money. They ain't going to dig in your pockets. Soon as the money starts, soon as they start reaching in your pocket, I'm telling you, turn the TV off.
Right, absolutely. And it's funny because didn't he just recently say that he was going to sue YouTube because they had taken down all of his channels? Young Pharaoh had about 5, maybe 6 channels, and other than this Atten Nation that's still up, he had other channels. He had all kinds of different stuff.
The lawsuit came before the channels.
Okay, so the lawsuit came before that. That's probably what helped prompt for them to take him down, I guess.
That's exactly what did that, along with the anti-Semitic comments and things that were made.
Right. But the people, are they aware that this man has raised money for attorney fees and law, fees for this lawsuit? And he nothing ever came to fruition from that. And I just want to say this, shout out to the AFWs, okay? Because I know there might be a couple of y'all watching. What's up? Y'all anti-fraud warriors. You know what I'm saying? When we talk about fraud, these are real fraudsters. These are people that are really out here frauding the black community every single day. Every day. This nigga driving around in a Porsche. He living in a white neighborhood telling you, my neighbors are white. Like, he not even fooling with us. Nope. And this is stuff that we don't bring attention to. Nobody's bringing attention to that. It's funny because AAS, she actually follows Young Pharaoh. Okay?
Wow.
She follows Young Pharaoh.
Okay. Let's start at the court case and work our way backwards. Okay, here's the deal. All right, y'all. YouTube been shadow banning me. I'm going to sue Google. However, I need everybody in the sector to get up $1,000 a piece so I can launch this lawsuit. Now, in this sector, there's 100 of you that's active. What's 100 times 100? What's that, 10 grand?
Yeah.
Am I doing my math right? Yeah. All right, so I get $10,000. I'm suing Google. Here's the question. When I win my lawsuit against Google, what do you get out of it? Nothing. So that right there was basically you throwing money in the wind. Now, with this particular individual, you go back to, like I said, he comes out of prison. He's on probation. He asked people, I got to get money up because I got to get a lawyer. It was exposed later on that that was a public defender. So basically, money gone. He was collecting money for Sandra Bland until Sandra's mom called and said, Negro, who are you?
Another scam. Dare he do that? Then, you know what? I'm glad you reminded me of that. How dare he bring up the name of the guy, Sandra Bland? And then have the nerve to spit on the names of Black women and disrespect Black women like he's doing right now. Yeah, he needs, y'all know I don't believe in cancel culture. I got a couple videos about the cancel thing. I'm not a person that's like, oh, we're going to cancel this person or whatever. I'm usually just not going to fool with you. But that right there, nah, he needs to be 100% canceled. Whatever comes from him to him in his way from this, that's his problem. And you know what? Them people, the people that he's kissing up to right now, they're going to leave his ass right out there to dry once they're done dragging his ass around this world.
Exactly.
They're going to leave him out there to dry, and ain't none of us going to be there for him. None of us.
It's the progression. And then he collected money to open up a daycare center. I don't know about the rest of you, but when you're an ex-con and you're on parole, you cannot open up a date. No one will give you a license for a daycare center.
Yep.
Dude, how many? I mean, we could go down the line with these scams, but ultimately, let me explain something to you. When you have some of these big YouTubers, celebs put in front of you, and they're feeding you a bunch of malarkey about your ancient history and getting you beguiled and caught up and basically perpetuating ignorance, and then ultimately they demonstrate to you their violence and instability. They are literally tools of white supremacy, and especially because what happens is they get rewarded once they take enough of you off the path and kill whatever consciousness you thought you had. Then they move into, I'm out here in the neighborhood with white people. I'm this, F you, I don't need you. They basically kiss the ring and then they graduate. Ultimately, like T said, they're going to be cast aside because they become useless at that point.
Yeah.
You know, but that's what they're here for. So
that's what's going to happen. They really don't want to use him. They really don't want to deal with him. They just want to leave him out for dead because of how much disrespect he has done, how many things he has said, how far he has gotten into the conscious community, the conscious Black community. They want to make him an example, and he's allowing them to. He don't even see what's going on right now. It's crazy. I don't know what it is. I don't know if he's gotten so far. Hold on, Red. I'm going to drop the link in just a second. I got y'all. I don't know if he's gotten so far that hold on, I don't even know how to do this. Oh, here it is. I don't know if he's gotten so far into this that now he just doesn't know how to get out of it.
I mean, it's the hustle continues, you know, but we have to ask ourselves, why do we support these people? I've heard everybody
link coming up, y'all. Is that coming up? I don't know how to put the link up, to be honest.
I can do it.
Okay.
Let me see. Okay, inbox. So while I'm doing that, no, that's the stream. Oh, that's StreamYard. Exactly. That's what you want. And then we need to go to the actual presentation.
Okay, you guys got the link?
They got it?
I don't know. I think Be Accountable said yes.
Oh, I see it there. Yeah, you got it. Now you can just, yeah.
Yeah, but they can click on it? Because it don't look like it's clickable.
I put one in. They might be able to do.
Okay. Oh, yeah, it's there.
Yeah, so, I mean, here we are. But what do we expect? This is the Black conscious community. I used to hang out in that sector. Then I realized there was no consciousness there. There's only Black unconsciousness. All of the yelling and the screaming and the clawing over clout. It was nothing there to interest me. I was going to say my last point. A lot of us have the same complaint. Why is it that whenever we put out real content, we don't get any views? No one really participates. That's the reason why. So that's why a lot of people go to the left and take the low road to beguile, manipulate, and trick and trap you mentally because it's more lucrative. So you gotta, I mean, if you want the tide to change, you got to start supporting people with different and positive messages. That's the only way it's going to change.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally agree. Yeah, it's crazy because I don't know. I don't know what it's going to take for him to understand that he was absolutely wrong in this situation. And also for her to understand too that she was wrong too. And it's not because she was wrong for, documenting this, calling the cops, talking about, that's not what she's wrong about. I don't want anybody to get that wrong and to think that that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is we must get in a position, ladies and men, because men are abused too, but we must get in a position where we are, first of all, we've got to love ourselves. Okay, I think that's the first thing, is loving yourself. If you don't know how, we need to figure that out. We're adults, you know what I mean? And so if we need counseling, if we need something that will compensate those issues, then those are things we need to be seeking. If we've got people that are in our lives that are causing chaos, causing problems, these are people we need to start getting away from. Need to start developing plans and start doing things. One thing I appreciated about the young lady is that she is in school, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And that she's been trying her best to get her her education. She wants to be a massage therapist. She wants to open up her own business doing that. I thought that was excellent. I thought that was great.
He made a statement. I just caught something, and I really need to listen to his video twice. He said, she keeps coming over here getting stuff that I asked her to get out of here months ago. Question: if you didn't find a place, if you didn't make a place for her to go to, and she was living in a hotel, where was all of her stuff supposed to be put?
Right.
So that right there made no sense. I told her to get her stuff. No, I would have more so accepted. I bought her own house 6 months ago. Why isn't she moved in yet? That would have been more credible. Bro, I'm going to need receipts on that. I'm going to need to see the receipts from him.
Yeah, that was crazy. I didn't understand why she's not living there with the kids and he is with all his friends, but that was crazy. Like, what kind of man is doing this kind of stuff? You know what? And women, we have to raise our standards on the kind of men that we are accepting into our life. I don't care how old you are. When you're young is when you should start with that. You have to have higher standards on the type of man that you're dealing with. Men too, you have to have higher standards on the type of woman that you're dealing with. You got to, be able to see those signs and read those signs and take those to heart and go with them and not just ignore things, just because you like them or they're cute. He's a nice looking man. He is a nice looking man. So that's probably why, she just kind of overlooked things and just let him do what he wants. And now this is where you're at. I mean, look, a cute face and a big, will get you fucked up in a situation. So
hey, I got breaking news. That's the reason I asked you to drop the link. He just dropped the video like 3 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Saying that he has evidence that she lied about the situation. And I watched some of the video. I didn't get through a lot of it. I watched a few minutes of it before I came on. He's reading off alleged text messages from her. I mean, he didn't give a clear shot of it yet. Maybe he does, or he got a link to it or something. But basically, she's, he's saying allegedly that she's begging to, let her keep the apartment and all that, because he pays for her apartment and stuff, and she can't go home to her parents because they don't have room. But she's got both his kids though. She goes home, you want to put your kids in a situation where they shacked up with, a bunch of other adults, He got daughters. Now they have sons, right? So it's just a weird situation, man. Why you keep outing your baby mama online? If he just didn't say nothing, it'll go away eventually.
Right.
You don't just out your baby. You got 2 daughters, bro. You got 2 daughters. I got 2 daughters. You got 2 daughters, man.
It's funny because I don't think he's thinking about that, Red. I don't think he's thinking about how this will affect his girls. All he's thinking about right now is being Young Pharaoh, allegedly.
Yeah, he's clearly a narcissist.
Yeah.
And what you don't understand, you the man, dude. Stop acting like a girl. You the man. The way he's reacting is what's escalating this. Because
Exactly.
first of all, you don't just put your woman on the street. You bought a house, put the family in there. You just uproot them because you want to have multiple women. He wants to have a an orgy. That's basically what it is. I don't think he's serious about polygamy, bro. Come on. Like what? You just woke up one day. You're not from Africa. You're not from like some culture in the Middle East where you have like multiple wives. All of a sudden, you read a couple books. Now you want to have multiple wives. Out of
Right.
Right? Now, that's all good and dandy if your wife goes along with it. But if she's like, I ain't feeling it, and she got your 2 daughters, like, you got to adjust, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or move on, but don't throw them out in the streets, man. And then you wondering why she's emotional and she's upset. You just threw her and the kids out in the streets. So she got to watch the kids and try to get a career. You know
right.
what I mean?
And did y'all hear the part that she said about how the reason, because she made a second video after the first one.
Yeah.
The same day. So she said that she was like, did y'all, oh yeah, he was kept calling, he was calling over and over again, talking about take a picture of your client. I want to see if you really with him and all this other stuff. There are men that really do stuff like that.
Right.
But women have to stop entertaining men like that. You understand what I'm saying? Like there comes a point where, and don't get me wrong, because I know I'm gonna get a bunch of people that's gonna say, oh my God, how are you blaming the victim? No, sweetheart. At some point, a victim becomes a willing participant when you're still continuously going through something over and over again without putting a stop to it. It comes a point, okay? Like you can't just keep making that excuse to say, oh, I'm a victim. I'm the one that got abused. I'm the one that's being abused. At some point, you are accepting this. You are putting up with this. You are allowing this. So,
right. So let me just say this,
Flacco?
right? Right. So, okay. So I'm gonna tell you guys what I disagree with you guys, and then what I agree with, right, with you guys, right? So the first thing that I disagree with, right, is the argument that if she wasn't willing to be a part of the poly lifestyle, that he don't have every right to kick her out, right? Again, this is
kick her out. Go on, Flacco.
She lives there. That's her home
too, bro. Like
she's been living there for 5 years, Flacco.
No. Listen, right? He should have probably done it how the white men done it, right? For me, like it's 30 days eviction notice, right? For me,
man,
30 days pack shouldn't go, right?
This ain't a landlord, bro. This is
right.
This is 30
days. Dude, so you mean to tell me that the place you live at, say you and your girl live together, okay,
sure.
Flop?
Okay.
If you and your girl living together and y'all get mad at each other and she just decide one day, this is your house, mind you, because I know you live in your own place. So say she moved in with you today, okay? Y'all get in an argument 5 months from now or 2 years from now, and she says, oh, you got to go. Are you leaving?
No, because I pay the bills, right?
No. She pays the bills too, okay? So are you leaving after just because she tells you got to go in 30 days?
Is it my name or her name that's on the lease?
It don't matter. You've been living there for 2 years.
And that's a different situation, T3, because what Flacco don't understand, he don't have children. So when you have children, especially little girls, you don't uproot them and just throw them out the house.
Throw them out the house?
Manly thing to
Where they gonna go?
Like you go, especially when you got paper. He got paper. You go get another place and go do whatever you need to do. Let your children stay there, bro. What do you need a big house for? You got
no. Listen, right? So what I'm saying, right, is look, if it's his home and his name is on the lease or mortgage or whatnot, right, and he's paying and all the bills, then he has the right to say, fam, if you don't want to be in this poly thing, right, then this relationship no longer serves me, leave, right? Because he owns the house, you feel me? He pays all the bills, right? So why can't he break up with her and tell her leave? So why is that wrong? That's my question to you guys.
So he wants his daughters to grow up to learn to be part of a harem. That's what you're saying?
Yeah, because I'm saying, like, Flacco, him telling her to leave is just putting his kids out. Because no woman is, like, I'm a mother. First of all, ain't nobody gonna put me out of a house I've been living in for 5 years. That's number one. Number two, I'm not leaving my kids with nowhere. You understand what I'm saying? So my kids are going to be with me. So therefore, I'm staying. The kids are staying, and you can leave. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you want, if we're breaking up, we know that as a man, I would expect you to say, okay, I'm going to go ahead, get up, find myself somewhere to go or something like that, and let her stay with the kids because I know she's not going to leave her kids here with me. Okay, so
hold on.
Who's going to pay those bills,
one
though?
Point. Guess what? She put the child support on him. She getting 50%. Like she getting a lot of money out of him. He got 2 kids by her, bro.
Right,
yeah.
right. But
so
you
got to pick his poison.
Yeah. Right, but you,
he's better off letting her have the house.
No, y'all are saying, right? Like, leave her in the house and pay all the bills. How?
He's paying them now.
He's paying them now.
Agreement. They got an agreement. He got her apartment.
She's in an Airbnb though, right?
Well,
they have several Airbnbs, but she has an apartment that she's staying in, and he's paying those bills.
So she graduates from like massage school, right? Like, listen, right? Look, paying bills for an apartment, that's entirely different than paying bills for this $1 million this $1 million house, right? With a pool, et cetera, right? Like, you feel me? Like, if she keeps the house, then he has to change up his entire lifestyle because he can afford, 2 mortgages for 2 houses that are like that large. Come on, bro.
He's supposed to be rich. He's supposedly balling. He got money.
This been lost.
He got money for bodyguards and all that shit. And
right.
Nah, come on, man.
She has established residency there, so he can't give her an ultimatum of when she has to leave. He has to process paperwork for something like
30
that.
days,
Has
right?
to go to court.
No, it's not a 30-day thing.
30 days if it was like a rental eviction.
A rental
would be 30
eviction,
days.
right?
But
they've been living there. They established residence there. There's no 30 days from now you got to go. That's not how that works. And no court is going to make her.
Yep, because she didn't move in. She's not a boarder
with those kids
with children. Like she said in front of after the cop. She said, that's my house too, technically. So I really don't have to leave, So, but out of respect, I guess she cleared out because, like I said, you said Red Pill said something about he said she was begging. Now I'm gonna tell you something. And considering the position that she's in school. She doesn't have the means to support herself, and he's paying her bills. So I could see her in survival mode, possibly apologizing and begging. He's going to, of course, being a narcissist, is going to use that to his advantage and say, "See, I told you so."
Yeah, he has.
But
that's what he's doing now in this video.
I wish somebody could help the sister out, and give her some type of insurance.
That's why I get another dude with paper. He gonna go crazy.
Man, come on.
I said that too.
Hey,
I know she boss up on that ass.
She's not bagging no do with paper. Come on, man.
This dude that got money who would date her just to get at him.
Yep.
But then fuck her. No.
Trust me.
They will fuck her, then dump her, right, bro?
No, you would fuck her and dump her. No, you, Flacco, would fuck her and dump her. There are men that will wife that woman. Okay,
rich men.
I don't even have to name them or none of that shit because I don't know. But I guarantee you, there are men that would wife that woman.
Who are rich?
Promise you.
Yeah.
Wait. No. Listen, look.
Just to piss them off.
Listen, right? Men definitely will wife her up, but rich men probably won't.
Why do you think that?
Come on, man. Look.
Flacco, he got money. What are you talking about?
He was with her before the money, though.
I don't know where you live at, Flacco, but like, dude, it's these that girl's like 20-some years old. It's these 30 and 40-some year old men who will take a chick. They got kids.
She's not top shelf though, bro.
No, I'm saying it's men's sugar daddies that will take her. 40-some.
She's not a top. Listen, she's not a top tier.
Okay, so I'm not going to do that. Hold on a second. Hold on, Flacco.
bro.
And Red, hold on. So I'm not going to downgrade her. I'm not going to disrespect her. We're not going to talk about that. Flacco, we know what you feel about certain women, and that's fine. That's your opinion.
Yeah, bro.
Listen,
let's discuss this though, right?
We're not
Young
doing that.
Pharaoh, right? My question, right, is so do you guys think that there is a rebound for Young Pharaoh, or is his career just on the downhill now?
I think he's
in terms of like spiritual bullshit.
Karma, bro. He's gonna get
I think he's getting karma too. He might bounce back eventually, but he's gonna have to do a lot of cleaning up. There's a lot of cleaning up he's gonna have to do. Everybody can redeem.
He's tatted his face though. Like there's not much cleaning up he can do, right? Like he tatted his face and shit. He looks weird now. Something right. So it's like, honestly, man, family. Listen, man, I am ready, but to take I'm ready, but to take Young Pharaoh's place, bro. Man, yo, call me.
Now you just dissed the girl. Now you talking about you will take her place.
No.
You talking about she got touched out? You get on my damn nerves.
I was waiting
over the conscious man.
Yeah. You feel me?
Bro, you ain't gonna make 1 second being conscious talking about that woman can't get another man. Like, yo, crazy,
listen, man.
These niggas out here, man. I ain't gonna say it because that'll be a disrespect.
If I gotta listen up, bro. If I gotta tell motherfuckers, man, that the black woman is God, bro, just to get some donations, shit, nigga. Shit, I could do that, nigga.
Now that's terrible, Fly.
Come on, man.
You know what? Listen.
Bombay, you talk to this man.
Yes, Bombay, can you add something to this?
I was waiting for Flacco to pull the Dr. Dre thing and say, all she did was screw and suck, and I don't know why he gotta pay her rent. I was waiting for him to go. I'm glad he didn't go there tonight. I wish I could get in her ear, because what I would tell her, I would say, sister, you need to take this experience and become an advocate for Black women and domestic violence. Your platform will go over 1 million. And then you'll surpass him and run circles around that dude. Like, she has it right in the palm of her hand. I know right now she's a little confused and emotional, so she don't want to rock the boat. But she has the perfect platform. She's his ex. And if she shifts over to a positive message, every Black woman in America will get behind her.
Blow, bro. Like, she was Kevin Samuels, Kwame Brown. She really wanted to do damage to him. She could blow her platform up Kwame style, like
that's like 10 minutes of fame, though, bro. Listen, right, look.
She already has 18,000
bro, she's been
subs.
doing YouTube for a long time, Flacco.
She's been on here for a while.
Just as many subs as he got. He had to start over, bro.
Yo, she gained 6,000 subs in the last a couple days, though, bro.
Yeah,
like that's you feel me, right? Yeah,
she's got almost 20,000,
right?
Yeah, she got like close to 20.
Right, with Kevin Samuels, right? Listen, he got content, right? Kwame Brown, he got content, right? Like, come on, man. Like, folks are not gonna stay for come on, man. Like,
she got a following, bro. She been making videos for a long time, bro.
Yeah, she has her own following.
She's a Young Pharaoh, though, bro. Like, not because of
No.
Her,
she has her own following. It's kind of like CJ So Cool, the girl that he was with, Royalty. She has her own complete following from CJ So Cool.
Hold on, T3. How you gonna diss this lady with almost 20,000 followers and niggas in here bragging about 1,000 followers in the sector, bro? Come on,
bro. Right.
Come on, Flat. She got 20,000
Young Pharaoh, right?
Bro.
Young Pharaoh, right, had about 500K subs, and then the family channel had about 100, right? Right? So
#had.
He had 500,000. You think he gonna get back there when he doing shit like this?
Listen,
he ain't gonna get back there with this shit.
But she got subs, right? And got found by fucking with Young Pharaoh.
But then Flacco, the game. All it takes is a break.
Yeah, bro.
Bad Baby went on TV and said, "Catch me outside." Now she got millions of followers, bro. It don't take nothing but a break.
I watch her content, right, bro? And she's trying that spiritual shit, man.
She is
spitting the knowledge, people. From like, she not spitting that crack, but from right.
Flacco, they both was on that. Why you think he dated her? She been talking.
But
about
Young Pharaoh was spitting that crack, and niggas backing up and reselling it, bro. For me, right? For me,
but that's his woman, right, bro. Like, she been on that shit. She just wasn't consistent with the videos. But what you're
He's spitting
underestimating.
that Reggie, bro. Feel me?
But look,
nobody's smoking that shit, man.
No, you smoking that Reggie, nigga. Look,
That's the funny thing. You keep saying that, but she got almost 20,000 subs, so somebody's watching.
You underestimate the power of sentimental. What's the word for it? The sympathy of women when they see another woman being done bad, bro.
Woo!
You get support, bro. I'm telling you.
Yeah, because I'm gonna tell you, even with that, just to say off of what Red was saying. To be honest with y'all, I had a different approach from this. I had a completely different approach on this. I really didn't think I was going to be saying the things that I said tonight about her or about him until I really looked into it even further, and I couldn't help but say what I had to say. You know what I mean? So I do have a level of sympathy for her that I don't have for him. You know, and I don't know if that's just me as a woman, but I think
Young Pharaoh.
Huh?
Nah,
what'd you say?
Fuck Young Pharaoh. Fuck Young Pharaoh.
All over the place.
Yo, Flacco, I love that video you put up about him the other day. That shit had me rolling.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Sympathy. Fuck that nigga, man.
Off the topic, Flack, I told you personally, like, you should go, man. That's a nigga you should be going in on your channel.
Nah, man. My audience right now, bro, is more like pop culture, right? For me, right? Like,
it's like pop culture.
Nah, I don't really like. I made like 2 videos, right? For me, right? Both videos sold. The first video got like 600 views. The other one is like 5 something, right? So like, to me, like that's enough for me right now. Like, right? Like to make like videos on him every day now, that'll be horrendous shit. Feel me? I'm not,
I got you.
Trying to go in the right.
Pop fans are fickle, though. When you expose fraudulent behavior, that shit sticks.
Yeah, man. Nah, that's kind of facts, man. Feel me, man?
That's facts. Bro, trust me. I used to cover pop culture. Trust me. You know when I made most of my subscribers, bro? Is when I covered conspiracy shit. When I covered the inner workings of what was going on with the situation. When you cover like pop shit, man, them motherfuckers fickle as hell, bro. Why would they come to you when they can go to academics for pop shit?
Yeah.
But if you dig deep dive and give your actual opinion that nobody can duplicate, like the shit you telling us right now, which is like on an island, you spit that shit, your channel gonna grow, bro. That's when you gonna get subscribers, bro.
Yo, someone called me, right? Like
facts.
Name, right?
Go for his ass. You worried about Shaquem? You need to be talking about Young Pharaoh.
That nigga, he needs to be exposed though. Cause he the stuff he doing, bro, like that shit.
And Flacco, listen, you got the personality to do that. Actually, both of y'all need to be exposing his ass. Shaquem too.
Yeah, that motherfucker. That's who people like him. There's more people like that.
Yeah.
Like you see what Kwame do. Kwame got 400,000 subs, Flacco. But what he doing? Exposing Hassan County. He got 400,000. He a millionaire, and what he doing? Exposing a nigga, a fraud. What he alleged.
But Monty tried that though, bro. It ain't working out for Monty.
Kwame doing. But I'm saying you can't say it ain't relevant when the biggest nigga right now, like Kwame, doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You got a few thousand subs, bro. He got hundreds of thousands, and he going at niggas. So you got to see watch what they doing.
Yeah, man.
Cam, what's up, bro?
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that's facts, bro. Like trust me. I know, bro. I was battling when I did YouTube a long time ago. I was battling with the biggest. I was academics.
I'm a chat nigga, man. Feel me? I'm a chat nigga first, man.
I know, right? Yeah, chat. That's why you owe that fuck shit. Look, hey, Flacco, we was giving it to your people, but
I'm a chat nigga first, man.
What I'm telling you is, if the opinions you got, use that. That's what people want to see. Then, guess what?
Yeah,
that's controversial because people don't agree with you. That's gonna get people talking and want to come argue with you.
Exactly.
You feel me? That's the content niggas want.
That's gonna put you through that algorithm. I'm telling you, YouTube is gonna pick that shit up. They're gonna keep that shit alive.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you know, like that's kind of why, right? Like, I stopped posting like clips, right? You know, and just like start giving my, opinion, right? But yo, I'm sick and tired, man. Fam, every comment, right, is folks saying like I'm the Hotep academics, which I'm I'm like, you feel me? Like, right, bro? Yeah, man. We're like, damn, man, right? But I can't wait, right, until I just break through. You feel me? Right?
You just gotta find your own lane. You still find your voice, bro. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
You gotta do what makes you unique. You're a unique individual. The opinion you just expressed up here, none of us on the panel is thinking like you. You gotta use that to your advantage. That's it. And you know what I'm saying? If you really feel that way, make a video saying how you really feel.
What?
If you agree with me, that's it.
I agree. That shit gonna fly off. On Young Pharaoh.
Yeah, because like, bro, I can't even like speak. Listen, I can't say the shit I'm saying now about his wife, bro. I'll be canceled immediately, bro.
No, don't say nothing about his wife. I'm talking about him.
Yeah,
you said you're the one that's saying fuck him, fuck Young. Well, f him, f Young Pharaoh.
Yeah.
Okay, so put that shit out there.
Yeah, not facts, man. Facts, feel me, man.
You can say I agree with certain things, but then this is what I don't agree with. You know, just use your own opinion, bro. But
the way that you describe that in here, put that in a video for him.
Facts, man. Feel me, man. Yo, listen, man. Views also too, yo. Like my views now, like is really up right now. Feel me, man. Like my floor, right? So, like for example, right. So how like I gauge it, right? Feel me? Like so, like it's like I got a high, right? It's like the floor, right? So what the floor, right, means, right? Is if I put out a video at 3 a.m. with no title and no sound, just a blank video, right? How many views will I get, right? So right now, like my floor, right, is I can't go below 150 to about like 200 views, right? Fam, yo, like that's a long way from like getting views, like 50 views and 40 views and 60 views, 70 views, right? So right now, man, like my joke going up, you feel me, man? So like, right? So like this black YouTube and Hotep shit, bro. This shit don't get you nowhere, bro. Like, I'll be honest with niggas, bro. Like,
I disagree, bro. I totally disagree.
Who's the last, right? Hotep black YouTube motherfucker that made it.
Hassan Campbell is buying cars cash, bro.
Bro, 300K subs, right?
300,000 plus. He got a couple channels though.
Yeah, bro.
He used to be.
I'm talking about like CJ So Cool type shit. For me, right? For me, like you feel me, like you know, like TDG, you know, like those niggas, right? Like 1 million plus type shit. That's what I'm talking about.
Hold on, man. So you say you don't think he Hotep?
Who?
Hassan Campbell is
You don't
not.
think he fake woke, all that shit? He
definitely Hotep.
Oh, y'all mean, so y'all saying Hotep is synonymous with being woke.
Fake woke.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, woke itself is fake. The term would be awoke, which would be synonymous with enlightened. So that this whole woke thing, anybody can be that. So yeah, I understand.
Right?
Yeah, that.
These niggas don't got like 5 million subs, 10 million subs. I mean, right? Like, feel me? Like,
it takes time to get to that level.
Hey, Scarlett. I'm sorry, guys. I don't mean to cut y'all off, but I do want to do a little bit of housekeeping. Scarlett, hey sis. I want to throw you a wrench, baby girl, if you don't mind. Let me know. All right, girl, continue.
Right? Like, I see niggas, right? Like Hassan Campbell, they have a ceiling. You feel me? Like, these niggas been online for like 5-10 years, you feel me? And they still ain't hit like 1 million yet, right? These niggas got a ceiling, right, bro? Like, I'm chasing that like academics, Dom is live, feel me, right?
Bro, do you know how long academics been? I was doing YouTube. Academics been online for 10 years, bro. Damn near.
Right. He blew up
the same thing, bro.
Right.
He had a show. He had a show.
Right. No. But like, I'm chasing like the cool sector, right? Right. TDG, CJ, you know, like CJ so cool. You feel me? Like that lane, right? Where these niggas, you know, is rich, bro. Just off by being, you know, again.
It
cool.
just takes time, bro. It takes time.
Making dope content, right? Yeah. No, right. Listen, right. Yeah, right. But we can't get there, right? Being involved in this black, like, hotep, you know, like the woke community, bro. This shit here don't get you nowhere, right? Like, but Monty Woodgren tried this shit, bro. Right? He beefed for fucking 5 years on YouTube and got 25,000 subs, right? And he tried this shit, bro. Like, this shit don't work for people, man, right? Listen.
I disagree, bro. I disagree. And I had more subs than anybody in this sector, bro. Like, right. I disagree. My thing is, this is what happens with that. It's not about you're focusing on the subs instead of the actual views and the money. You're also focusing on the actual what you're talking about versus the actual content you're making. Yeah, it's all based on you. The reason why academics works because he came with a unique voice and a unique style, and he was reckless in what he was saying. That's what made him pop. It wasn't because he's doing this type of video, because there's a lot of people do that type of video don't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with like Kwame. Kwame, he's making woke content, and it's how he talk, the way he say stuff, and his opinions is what made him blow up fast. He got 400,000 in what, a month? Right.
Hold on, let me cut y'all real quick. How do you get some? I don't know how to give these people wrenches.
Right click.
You gotta
right click them.
Yeah, on your phone. On the YouTube.
On the YouTube. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, got it. All right, go ahead, continue. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, no, I'm sorry. I'm trying to be like, of course. I just want to touch on that with Flack because his opinions really get a rise out of people. He needs to bring that energy to his show on his panel. I'm telling you, Flack, you'll win with that because nobody you're gonna have people coming in just to tell you wrong.
Definitely, man, bro. You know, like I'm gonna do like my first live back, you know, probably like so what I'm trying to do, man, like it's a weekly sit down here, right? Probably like I'll say the following Saturday, right? So probably do it on like August 7th, right? Feel me? Like, but you know, bro, like I'm trying to be, you feel me? Like, yo, I'm chasing like a podcast deal, you feel me? Right? Like I'm chasing, you know, be, you know, in movies, or from right, like so, like I'm chasing something right where like all these hotep dudes, right? You know, like like for example, you know, like Pharaoh, Hassan Campbell, right? They make you know like 500,000 subs, 400K subs, right? After a while though, their channel gets flagged. It gets like look, Tommy Sotomayor, right? Mm-hmm. He, again, that hotep shit, right? He gets big, his channel gets taken down, right? Like, but bro, like, I'm trying to get like a podcast deal, something, right? Movies deal, something, right? You know, Instagram popping.
Yeah, they say movies,
right? Pop culture shit. This like YouTube drama, nah, something, right? But, I would definitely be as loud as controversial talking about pop culture shit, you know?
Right? Yeah, just bring whatever you do to whatever subject you're gonna press. That's what I'm gonna leave. But let's get back on topic. I know we got off, but I just had to say so because when you in your bag, Flacco, when you hit that. But Bombay, what do you? I mean, T-Pre, what do you think?
Is Young Pharaoh gonna make a comeback?
I honestly do think, and I mean, maybe this is just me believing in my young black brothers, but I honestly do think he can bounce back from this. I just think he has a lot of cleaning up to do. He's got to get rid of his new constituents, his new friends, you know, and he's going to have to pull his family back and, you know, and get his shit together. But yeah, I do think he can bounce back from this. He's young enough. He's not even 30, I don't think. He's like 28.
Eventually he will you know, he will mature in time. You know, it's his kid. It may be later than normal. His kids might even be grown by that point. But as far as him recovering from, you know, his whole fall from YouTube and social media, I mean, this is very damaging. Like I said, if that lady makes a few key chess moves, he'll pretty much be done, in my opinion. I think that he get to salvage this. If I was in his shoes, what I would do is hire a publicist if he doesn't already have one, reconcile with this woman, shut down all the other shenanigans, and bring her back into the home and create a family channel. I think if he does that, his road to recovery could be something that's documented, like them going to counseling, create a reality show, and build it around.
Man, he will blow up big time if he did that. I thought that's what he was gonna do. Because I seen him there, a little photo shoot with all the whole family. I thought they were gonna do a family thing. You know, I think he changed course. You know, I just, you know, hey, more power to him. People have their lifestyle choices. But the polygamy thing he's trying to pursue, I don't see the purpose. I think it's like an ego thing with him. I don't see it like it's something that's like he was bred to do, he was raised to do in his culture or something like that. He read a few books, you know, now he wants to apply that to modern culture. If to feed his ego, that's what I see. You know what I'm saying? Based on everything that's going down. And he's basically saying that, oh, go ahead, hold on, Flack, one more point. He's basically saying that lifestyle is more important than his two daughters. I have a problem with that. That's just me as a man. But go ahead, Flack.
No, like, do y'all think that like he's currently having a mental breakdown, like with the tattoos, with the face tattoo, and all this other shit? Like, do y'all think that he's having a mental breakdown or not?
T.
Yeah, I think so. I think a lot of it, Joe, though, is just self-inflicted. You know what I mean? From a lot of the bullshit that he's done. You know, and a lot of times you'll self-sabotage yourself after you know you've done a lot of bullshit. You know, you'll start self-sabotaging. I think that's what he's kind of doing. And we're all just kind of watching it.
Man, you listen, man, folks. I do have to run, but I do want to say this, though, man. Listen, man. If Young Pharaoh goes down, just know, man, I am buying my fucking kufi. You feel me, man? Like, I'm buying the first spiritual book I can find, man. I'm finna start spitting that hotel gospel, bro. Black woman is fucking gospel.
Did he just say he don't want to do that? Like,
man, bro. I'm finna start spitting that black woman is God shit, man. You niggas can't tell me the black woman ain't fucking God, bro. Let Young Pharaoh slip up, bro. I'm taking his spot now, nigga. Real shit.
I think he already left that lane. He already said
I think he's already done. He said he don't want nothing to do with black women and black community at all.
Wow, he said that?
With the black community, period.
He said that. Yeah.
He said those words.
You already said
I really didn't want to put a link to this video, but I'm gonna go ahead and put a link to his Atten Nation, so y'all can look this shit up for yourself. I can't make this shit up.
Yo, listen, man. I promise y'all, bro. I'm dropping a video, probably tomorrow, right? Where I'm under a tree and I'm talking about fucking chemicals and spiritual shit, nigga. I don't make this shit shake, man. What? Don't be saying I ain't know. All right, man.
Watch it go be deleted by the weekend.
Okay. Flacco gonna have pyramids and shit all on his channel.
That boy crazy. Man.
That boy crazy, man.
I'm gonna give my opinion on. I want to give my opinion on the. Is he going mental breakdown? Me personally, I think he's fighting demons. He having a spiritual battle right now.
Yeah.
I mean, who puts that on their eye, bro? I don't care what your beliefs are, I personally, that'll be a long discussion. I believe he's incorrect on a lot of the research he's done in regards to his spiritual beliefs. But I digress. He's going a little too far. He's tattoos on his neck and eye and all that. You know, it seems like somebody who is I don't know if he's looking for attention or validation, but he's changed a lot in the last year. I'll say that. And I think he's fighting demons because the stuff he's doing is that he says he's a righteous person, but his behavior doesn't seem righteous. And he don't see that. He got a lot of yes men around him. Anybody telling you to mistreat the mother of your kids and your kids is not somebody you should really be listening to, right? So
Right.
I think he's fighting a spiritual battle. He's fighting demons. That's just my personal thing. I don't think he had a mental breakdown. I just think his ego is on overload, and he's got a lot of dark energy around him. That's me personally.
Hold on, Flacco. Hold on, let me say something. Flacco, you and Binary are Stefan's attorneys for Saturday. Lord, this gonna be funny though. This gonna be funny. Shout out to Stefan though. That's my baby. I still don't know why he's really on trial, but shout out to Stefan. But I'm supposed to be a juror, so hey, you know, you supposed to be a juror too, right?
Oh, me? Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
they got so many charges. How is he gonna? He ain't gonna beat all the charges. He got like 20 charges. How you gonna beat?
I know, but I don't know. Y'all might want to make somebody else a juror because I might be a little biased. Stefan is my baby.
No, I'm just saying he got 20 charges. How can you beat 20 charges?
They want to put him under the jail.
He got so many charges. Like he gonna be guilty of something with 20 charges.
One of them charges he gonna have to eat.
I know, right? If I'm being honest and unbiased, I don't like sending people to jail, but if I'm under oath and I gotta
get one for the team. No, I'm just playing. Well, look, y'all, we've been on here for 1 hour and 33 minutes, and I do have to work tomorrow. I understand that a couple of y'all are also going live. What's the lineup, y'all? I know Slander, you going live tonight? Who else? Shout out to all the content creators out here. Y'all really doing y'all thing. Slander guy, keep it up, bro. You know you really gonna do big things. Ghost, shout out to Ghost. I see you in the chat. I'll probably throw you a wrench too, because I do need some people moderating around here. Scarlett, you know you my baby. Shakim, Flacco, everybody that came through. We on lock. Dr. Bombay, I really appreciate you coming on the panel and supporting tonight. And we got to keep doing this, you know, because I definitely want to keep doing this kind of stuff, talking about important topics and not always just gossiping all the time and talking shit to each other. It's not always about that.
Right. This was a great discussion. Thanks, Bombay and T-Pre for having a discussion with me. Thanks, Flacco, for adding your unique flavor.
Thank you, Ren, for coming on the panel. I really appreciate you coming up tonight.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it. But I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. Do you have any final words, Dr. Bombay?
Yep. Thanks for the invitation and creating this great idea. Hopefully we can have a discussion outside of here to talk about some strategies going forward so we can keep building on this. You know, the Black Lounge Entertainment, which is just across the border outside of the sector. So definitely a safe place, safe panel with a good build, like I say, as an alternative. And definitely stop by TMK Media for that commentary and whatever else you may find there. All right,
y'all. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and head out of here. For those, okay, so who else is going live? I'm trying to see if there was anybody else that said they was going live tonight. Okay, Slander is going live at 11. Okay, so everybody go over to Slander Guy's channel. Y'all all know where he's at. I don't have to put the link in there because I don't know how to do that shit too good. But everybody go over there and y'all have a great night. I really appreciate y'all coming in. All right, y'all. Peace, y'all.
Peace, Queen.